Good morning, everyone. How are you? It's Laurie, and I'm here to do a Saturn reading for you. I want to see what the energies are in the Saturn return. Now, when people tend to hear about or think about Saturn, they think of it as a disruptive force. It is not, okay? It's not meant to be at all. In fact, let me explain a little bit about Saturn. Saturn is at play when you are born, and then it returns approximately every 27 to 29 years into the skies again. All right. So that means that by the time you are 27, 28, 29, in that range, Saturn will be back affecting and influencing your life in some way. What does that mean for you? Well, it means that maybe there's a lesson that needs to be learned. There might be something hard won at this point. It could be affecting your work life, your career life, your money, whatever's happening in those arenas in your life. Now, the nice thing is that Saturn will return again in your, probably in your late 50s, mid to late 50s, again, another 27 to 29 years later. And that is when you should have broken free and learned all the lessons that you were needing to learn between 27 and, now, okay, the 58 or whatever age group. All right, so what is the purpose of a Saturn reading? Well, we want to see where you are right now. What challenges you might be facing in this endeavor for freedom and joy and expansion and growth and feeling the liberty of accomplishing what you were meant to in this lifetime. All right, so we'll also look at what can help to move things along if you're still not quite there, or if you have passed that age bracket and you still feel like you have not accomplished something. We'll see what we can do to help find a solution to that. And then we'll see what the outcome is going to be for you. All right, so let's start with an oracle card here. I hope all of you out there are happy, healthy, and having some fun. Life is an adventure. All right, so what are you doing with your life? Are you feeling stuck? Are you feeling like you're accomplishing your goals? Are you feeling isolated? Are you feeling well loved? Drop a comment. Let me know where you're at right now in life. You can say feel good, feel bad. It's up to you, okay? But we'll leave it at that. Feel good, feel bad. And we'll see what we can do to find solutions for those that are feeling bad. All right, let's go ahead. And my heart goes out to each and every one of you. We all go through trials and tribulations throughout life, and anyone who is currently struggling, which is probably all of us, my heart goes out to you and my prayers for you to find peace and happiness, comfort, okay? We have Daffodil Fairy here, new beginnings. Oh, I love this for this reading. This is card 10. You're completing something. You're ending a dark season possibly in your life, a wintry, cold period in your life where now you're starting in, I'm hearing some of you are not feeling this way yet, but you will see the brighter side of things very soon. You may literally look outside and see nothing but snow and cold and darkness because the sun isn't shining, and then in the next moment, you look again and you see that little sprout of green or the little bud on the tree that says, there is hope. There is hope. Things are going to get better. So there will be new beginnings here for you. I'm loving that message. That's awesome, especially with this Saturn spread. Let's go ahead and see what we actually get for your tarot spread here. All right, we're going to first look at where you are right now. I will finish this reading with some oracle messages too. If I'm called to give you any letter dice or angel numbers or anything else, I will do so. So stick around to the end because you never know what's going to come out. All right. Well, we've got the King of Swords. That's where you're at right now. This feels a little challenging. You're isolated, maybe. Yeah, I am definitely getting a lot of us, including myself, are in a place of having pulled through something pretty much on our own. Okay, we've used our head, we've looked at things realistically. Maybe we don't exactly like where we're sitting, where we're at right now, but we do. We feel there's a distance. There's a distance here. But I can hear from spirit that there is a desire to reach out, to connect, to use our words, I'm getting to build relationships, to build something here. There's definitely been a lack. It could be, I'm getting isolation, okay, that maybe you've spent a lot of time alone here, waiting for something. I do get the sense of waiting, like some of you, it's waiting for the other shoe to drop. For most of you, though, it's waiting for that person to come into your life, that idea, that feeling of excitement, the hope. I don't know what there is here, but I feel like something's missing. If you notice, I've never noticed this in this card before either. If you notice, the King of Swords here is sitting up on a hilltop, and there's a big, huge bank that goes from one side to the other of clouds. And yet up above that, there's a cloud that only goes to behind the King of Swords throne. It just stops. It's like it doesn't continue on the other side. And it's almost like something started to come in for you. Something started to arrive. You started to feel good. You started to feel the emotional satisfaction of something. And then it just stopped. And you're questioning yourself or the situation, more yourself about the situation of what happened. Why did I suddenly find myself here, feeling isolated, cold, alone, doing everything on my own, when it felt like things were starting to open up and feel good? All right, so that's kind of an interesting energy here. We'll see if that develops. Okay, so right now, that may be where you're at. If you're not feeling that quite yet, or you've been feeling that for months, I feel like some of us have been feeling that for quite a while. The King of Swords, isolated a little bit, questioning how you ended up where you're at currently. All right, let's see what's crossing this energy. What's going on here? It doesn't have to be bad. It can be good. Let's just see what the crossing or opposing energy is here. Did you see this one card turn sideways like that? The Two of Swords. Okay. A lack of understanding, a lack of knowledge, but still kind of hoping. I'm getting more hoping versus trusting that the universe, that the divine, that you will be able to accomplish what it is you want. You're hoping the divine brings you, guides you towards what you're hoping for. But it's more hope than faith, I'm hearing. Interesting. I am being told to put a little bit more energy into feelings of gratitude, looking at and taking a little time to reevaluate where you really are, because I feel like somebody here had a nightmare, a dream, something that affected you in a negative way, because we do have 3 swords showing here. And I'm hearing that possibly somebody may have said something. Again, I'm getting that energy of things were going really well. And you were feeling the connection. You were feeling tied in to whatever. And then all of a sudden, you're realizing, whoa, what happened? And I'm getting that it was more of a subtle change, and that's why it didn't catch your attention sooner. And that's the insidious energies of the devil energy, of things kind of creeping in, and we don't see them at first. Okay, we don't even know that they're happening. Like the water in the background of the Two of Swords here is just rippling. Okay, we don't know if it's starting to calm down or if it's starting to build into waves. We can't tell from this. But it feels like from this message, from the reading that I'm getting here, from the messages I'm receiving, that this is things starting to turn into waves. So the ripples are now spreading, and you're becoming more aware of the distance between you and where you want to be, what your goals are here, what you were trying to accomplish in life. And, you know, I'm getting most of you had a very, very strong spiritual energy when you were, if you are just like in your 20s, 30s now, you've got a very strong spiritual energy. If you are in your 50s, 60s, you may have been, you may be questioning, where did that passion, that connection go? And if it's not about spirituality for some of you, then it's about you not being connected to people, which does boil down to spirituality. There's been betrayals, there's been hurts, there's been pain, there's been suffering. And yeah, that would cause anybody to pull back. And what I'm getting is that energy of something reaching out, like for somebody's hand and somebody slapping your hand. Okay, the first time you don't mind that so much. You're like, oh, okay, I reached too far. I asked too much. But the next time you do it and they slap your hand again, or maybe this time they actually swat you away, you're questioning yourself. You're starting to doubt, is this right? Is this what's happening here? What's going on? And by the third or fourth, fifth swat, you're questioning yourself instead of the situation. And you may just be putting blinders on and saying, okay, well, I got to deal with my life. I got to keep going. I'm not going to worry about why that's happening. Oh, that was intense information there. And I know that connected with quite a few of you. I feel like you're trying to break through that energy here. You're trying to move past that. You're trying to reestablish your spirituality, your sense of trust in yourself for making good choices, making healthy choices. We cannot live in a vacuum. And I'm feeling that some of us may have been living in a vacuum for too long. Okay? We cannot do that. We need people. We need to be told and feel like we are contributing to this world in a positive manner. And yes, if we reach out, we do have the chance of being slapped down, knocked down, but we can choose how we're going to respond to that. We're not going to let that dictate to us our value. Okay, that if we're being knocked down, swatted, people are turning us away or whatever, that's not on us. That's on the other person's situation and our timing. Okay. I don't know how to explain that any better, but this is a different message here. I do feel like what's crossing you is a lack of faith. Okay. A real desire to connect, a real desire to trust your intuition, but that may be the very challenge that you're facing as you're questioning, because of everything that has happened in the past, whether or not you'll ever be able to do that again. Have faith. You will. Have faith. All right. Let's go ahead and see what is at the very center of this situation. I'm hearing, yeah, if your faith in your spirituality or in humanity is being challenged or brought into question, that is your Saturn quest. That is the thing that you are meant to address, to deal with, to explore, okay? To explore it. Look a little deeper. And now, I don't want you to go so deep that you put yourself in a rabbit hole here. That's not what we're talking about. It's more about the cause of the disconnect. The cause of the disconnect. Figure that out. Okay, and no, we're not talking, well, this person said that, this person did that. I mean, I've had a lifetime of people turning me away, gaslighting. I'm not even going to get into it. And I feel like whoever I'm really reaching and connecting with right now, you have been there too. This is about finding the way to let that go. Okay? Delving deeper and saying, okay, well, that was that person. That was that situation. What can I take from that and learn about myself, learn about life, learn about career, whatever this is. And I feel like this is so much more than career and money. This is more on an abundance level here. All right, this is definitely a unique reading here. Let's see what lies at the heart of the message. Or I should say, at the heart of the situation. The Five of Swords. Somebody's pride, somebody's ego. Trying, and oh, I love this, love this, love this. Okay. The development of self is showing very clearly here. This is you, okay? This is your energy here in the past, in the current energy, and then in the near future of saying, I'm making peace with this, okay? You're accepting some sort of truth, clarity, understanding your role. You get this. This is the development of who you are at your core. You're seeing, you're able to look at the past and see it for what it was. You're able to be in the moment with an eye towards the future, okay? But also, I'm getting letting things go, letting them fall to the ground, not holding on to the energies that are not working for you. Thoughts, ideas, hurt, betrayals, you're letting those things go. You are letting those things go. This is the development, and it is the growth. It is the expansion. It is what you can look at from the 27 years ago to where you are in the current energy. And you can see here that you are currently looking back. So if you are at any of these stages, have hope, have faith that things will work out, that there will be alignment. I'm hearing here with the two swords on his shoulder, that's to keep the lines of communication open. Now, I heard both ways. Keep the lines of communication with your spirituality open, but also with people. Speak up, okay? There is a need, and I do see you doing this, where there's some situations where maybe it's time you finally express your real thoughts about something. You may have been holding back on these energies, on saying what needs to be said because you didn't want to hurt somebody's feelings, or you felt like they wouldn't understand what you were saying, and they still may not, okay? They still may not understand you, but there's a need for you to have your voice heard, to address whatever lesson, whatever situation is holding you back here so that you can be at that release. Now, I'm getting some of you are there. Some of you see the freedom. You understand it, and you are celebrating the joy and the liberty that we talked about earlier. So each of you are going to be in different stages here. I am getting most of you, because that is the biggest character here, are at the tail end where you are fully grown, you've fully developed, you've learned the lessons, you understand, and you're starting to enjoy the freedom, the liberty. All right, let's see what can shift, what can help to change things up for you. Again, trusting, having faith. I'm hearing you've got the Moon card and the Eight of Swords here. And what can help things change? I'm hearing breaking the bonds of overthinking, speaking your mind here. okay? And allowing Spirit to show you the path that will take you where you want to go. It's not going to be easy. It's still not going to be a straight line. Even though you've got that freedom and that liberty and the joy and the happiness, it's still got to be counterbalanced. Nothing can be all good or all bad. I'm getting something here with this Eight of Swords that I don't understand. I'm hearing standing at a pivotal point, but like you're, okay, I'm hearing soaking up the energy of the water that she's standing in, okay? Because she's standing in like a stream or on the edge of an ocean or something like that, a tidal wave, tidal wave, title, T-I-T-L-E keeps coming through. Somebody may be waiting on a title, or there could be an element of entitlement. All right, that was a sidebar. What I'm getting here is she is standing with these swords that are actually off to either side. None are behind her. She's got 3 on one side, and then she's got the 5 on the other. And look, you've got the 3 here with the King of Swords and the 2 of Swords. And then you've got the 5 of Swords off here to the right. Exact same positions, too. And I'm hearing that nothing is really barring you. And she looks like she's wrapped in, I know this is modern times and the tarot was done, you know, what, a few hundred years ago. It looks like TP. It looks like she's wrapped up in TP, which will just literally, we all know because we've all probably done the mummy thing at Halloween, where we wrap ourselves or something up in toilet paper, and it's just so easy to break away, especially if it gets wet. It's like you touch it and it just falls apart. And there is something about that, about standing in your faith, standing in your spirituality, and understanding that whatever's holding you back, it's temporary. It's easy to release. It's what do we do with TP? We clean ourselves and then we toss it down the drain. It goes down the drain. We let it go. We don't worry about it. We don't worry about where it's going next. There's freedom here and liberty here. And a clearer path is going to be made visible, I'm hearing. And you will be able to break free from something here. Because we have with the moon, we have the Scorpio energy, okay? We have that transformative energy. We have deep emotions here. The Cancer energy, the spirituality. I'm also getting, I'm hearing Leo energy. I don't know why. Let's see if that comes out on the zodiac die. We have Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Virgo showing up. So not necessarily, okay. All right. Leo is the protector, the brave, a little bit of an ego, the pride. Okay, the lion, the pride. The explorer, the one that has to be brave, goes out there. Again, I'm getting something about letting something go here. Making peace with it. The betrayal, the pain, the hurt, the development of yourself, of who you are, balancing the light and the dark. And we have an eclipse here. We have the sun and the moon on this moon card here. So there is something about melding the two energies of light and dark. And when we do that, these little spots here on the card are actually yods, and those are the hand of God. So there's something being brought to you in a little bits and pieces here, which will help you on your travels. I'm hearing the old Irish thing, may the wind always be at your back. All right, let's move on and see what we have here. These are the things that can help change or tie up this lesson, or show you that you're on the right path for freedom, for liberty, for joy and happiness. I just heard some of you are going to experience another return of Saturn. And I mean, you will be, so that means you're going to be living a very long, productive life. Okay, so if Saturn only comes around once every 30 years, it's a little less than 30. But if we took that you're in your mid-50s right now, that means somewhere in your late 80s, okay? Mid to late 80s, 90s. So you've got a long, prosperous life ahead of you between that 60s age and the 50s age to the 80s, 90s. Beautiful. All right, let's see what the most likely outcome is for the current. What can you expect here now? Okay, right now, what can you expect? Moving past some sort of regret. There's spilled milk. There's a lesson that needs to be learned here. Every time, I don't care how old we are, but every time that we knock something over, like a drink, milk, water, any type of fluid, we instinctively have that energy of, oh no. I mean, just, oh no. I mean, you can see it in the commercials. Like it's a horrible, horrible thing. But then we stop and we realize, hey, we've got these really cool paper towels or other people to help us clean this up. There's always hope. All we had to do is take care of that spilled milk, the thing that didn't work out. We had to address it and say, you know, that is what it is. And then we turn around and we see the Two of Cups right there waiting for us. That's that balance. That is that balance that we were talking about here between the light, the dark. Understanding that we're going to have these negative experiences, yet every time that ends and we clean it up and we deal with it, we can turn around and see the Two of Cups waiting for us. And where does the Two of Cups lead? It can take us right over that bridge, take us home. It can take us to beautiful places. It can take us to the unknown. I love this message. On the bottom of the deck, you have the Six of Pentacles. That is pretty cool. That's like a balance, healthy outcome here. Look at that. And the Two of Cups is right there waiting for you. Balance the light and the dark. I feel like so many of you are developing this right here in this Five of Swords. You're seeing your ego as what it really is. It's a part of each and every one of us, and we all do dark things. We all have those aspects of ourselves that we don't care for. And the whole purpose, this may be the whole lesson that needs to be learned right now, is to balance the light and the dark. To find the connection again, to find the peace, the love with ourselves, within ourselves, and with the people and all the energies around us. Yeah, see, you're in nightmare mode, but you can let it go with the Nine of Swords and the Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck. You can make peace with us with the Four of Swords. Beautiful. It's your choice. I'm hearing it's always your choice. All right. Let's get you an angel number here. Let's get an angel number and see what's going to come out. The heavens. We're consulting the heavens again here. And remember, we all have lessons to learn throughout life. This is what living is experiencing and taking the information from the experience and putting it to good use. All right. That one kind of fell out the bottom of the deck there. 1515, creativity. The angel whispers, keep accessing the creative connection that you feel to the divine. Okay, see, this is about your spirituality here. The whispers will speak through your creative connection, allowing you to express the beauty that is within you and help you to connect you to the love that is all around you. So for so many of us here, this is about reconnecting After the betrayals, after the hurts, taking the lessons and putting them into perspective and realizing that we can have faith and move forward. We just have to deal with the things that come our way and then move on. We have to turn around after we've spilled the milk. You know, everybody spills something. Everybody knocks something over. Everybody has a dark side. We just need to deal with those issues and then turn around and face the future. Okay? Your affirmation here is creativity is your birthright. As I express my creativity, I can feel a beautiful flow of love and connection. All right, so we'll put that there, and then we're going to get you a spirit animal here, and it is going to be a large card spirit animal. Let's see what comes out here today. Again, my heart goes out to anybody who's in the difficult moments. I hope you are actually at that point where you're breaking free, you're finding the liberty, you're finding the joy, the gratitude again, and moving forward. And that the next 30 years can be beautiful blessings. Never going to be without challenge, but the challenges will be minimal compared to the happiness and joy that you're about to experience. All right, let's see what we have here. Well, we'll take that one, Spirit says. And that is Snake Spirit. Now, we are in the year of the snake. This is time to heal. This is what is meant to happen. The development of self, to let the betrayals go, to let the hurt, the pain guide us as to how to avoid the pitfalls that take us into those difficult situations. But it's time to let it go. Shed the skin of the past. Look, this is card 55, which is another 10. So we have to shed the skin, the ways of the past, the ways of things that are keeping us bound up and feeling uncomfortable and unhappy, and get out there and explore again. And I have to point out here, on the dice, we've got the Sagittarius energy, and that's an arrow. And that's exactly what I'm seeing with this snake. Is its head flares out like the point of the arrow, okay? And then the body of the snake would be the arrow shaft, all right? So I'm telling you, the Spirit is saying, let this go. Take this time now to heal, because as Saturn leaves our energy again, you can have the new beginning. You can shed the skin of the old, shed the skin of the past, let it go. It's still there. If you want to go back and look at it, it's still there. But that skin of the past makes me think of the TP on the Eight of Swords here. How easy it would be for it to just get wet and dissolve. Okay, so a snake skin over time disintegrates, just like these fears can disintegrate in the Eight of Swords when we are given that clear path, when we can balance the light and the dark together. I'm going to refer to the book, so let me pause this just a second. Yeah, well, you guys haven't received the snake in a long time. That card has not come out for any readings for a very long time. And it says here, all of us need healing at times. And since Snake Spirit has appeared, it is time to repair, renew, and replenish yourself and your vulnerable heart. Self-care and maintenance work are needed so that your vitality can return. Give yourself the space to nourish your own well-being. Vulnerability is necessary for friendships and partnerships to work, which means all of us will have tender emotions at times. Be gentle with yourself and others at this time. Shed the past and step into a new way of being. For vitality, the freshness, the newness, the hope is rising in you. And if you're not feeling it yet, it will be coming to you soon. This might be a good time for you to honor the work that you have done to heal, to grow and repair any damages within you, within those that you care about, and within your family and community. Celebrate together how far all of you have come in your healing journeys and all that you have created. Unburden yourself of anything that no longer supports wellness. Shed that skin. Okay, if it doesn't support your wellness, your prosperity, your positive relationships, and a sense of well-being, open the door for healing to occur. Shed the skin on those negative energies. Here is a protection message for you. No matter how much you may have lost or how you have been disappointed, you are being called at this time by Snake Spirit to shed the past and practice radical self-acceptance. Accept your dark, accept your light within yourself and within others, please. Only by forgiving yourself can you move on, regardless of whether anyone else is ready to forgive you or is ready for healing. You can only focus on yourself. And I'm hearing this is about those spilt things, those broken things, those things that have been knocked over, okay? We still need to forgive ourselves for those things, accept our darker sides. When your tender new skin first becomes exposed, it's going to feel uncomfortable. It will, not maybe. It will feel uncomfortable. All right, make sure that you are loving yourself and taking care of yourself and remain vulnerable anyway. You may have been feeling weak, but now you are becoming strong and developing wisdom. That's that King of Swords energy. And that Five of Swords, where this is you developing, seeing the darker parts of you, how you fought against certain things here. So you are becoming stronger and developing wisdom, and you will do better in the future. Snake Spirit wants to remind us all that hearts can so easily be hurt. Apologies and making amends can go a long way. And I'm again hearing there is a need for some of you to speak up, to say, hey, that hurt, that sucked, that was wrong. And I don't know how to move forward even. How do I move past this? How do I build the trust? I'm being called to look at this card because it's in the reverse. The Seven of Cups, the confusion ends. Okay? The confusion is going to end. You're going to find balance here. So speak up if you need to speak up. That confusion's over. Anything like that, it will end in a good, positive way. All right, so self-forgiveness first is your role and what happened that you can actually take control of and heal. Remember, it is the one who has been wounded who most often, has the power, the greatest power to help others heal. But we have to start by healing ourselves first. And that right there is the whole lesson of Saturn, is that there are lessons in life that we have to balance the dark and the light. And when Saturn comes back around in your position, your skies, your heavens, it's time for you to take a look at that and say, okay, am I holding myself in isolation? Or am I allowing myself to feel vulnerable here? That Two of Swords. Okay? Trusting, having faith, having hope. More than just hope. Having faith that you will get through this. All right. I am being called to give you something else here. What? No? Okay. All right. An enchanted map. Let's see if there's direction here. Guidance. What's going to come out here? Oh, I just got chills. I don't know who that's for, but there are chills here. Oh, they're still running up and down my arms and down my back. I'm hearing something. I don't know if it's a truck, helicopter, plane. Plane, I think. Okay, so it's you're hearing something, but you can't quite distinguish what it is. You're not quite certain what the answer is. Give it a little bit of time. Just sit in peace and don't stress over what it is. The answer will come to you. All right, let's see what we've got here. Into the unknown. Absolutely love it. That fits with exactly that example that was just given with the plane, the train, the truck, whatever it is. You're heading into the unknown. What number do we have here? 7. And 7 is about luck, good fortune, things going your way. And what's this really about? It's about trust. And everything will be revealed. There's the moon. If we just turn around, the path will be made clear for us. Life, I love this. I absolutely love this. I am reading from the book, The Enchanted Map, right now. This is my favorite saying. I open almost every reading with this. Life is an adventure. Okay? It is. But the book goes a little bit differently than where I take it. And often new opportunities will come to you that you won't know how to deal with. It's going to be unknown. Oh, now we have a train. Planes, trains, and automobiles. Planes, trains, and automobiles. Can you hear the train whistle? All right, so there's something in that for somebody. All right, there will be moments in life where an opportunity comes to us and we don't know how to deal with it. Is it good? Is it bad? I've been hurt. Every time I open myself up, it turns out wrong. Okay. This is one of those times where you are being asked to have true faith in your situation. You are being required to trust that this new phase in your life is going to reveal wonders and miracles as you step into the unknown territory. Imagine that you are not only a path finder, but look at this, a path maker, the moon card with a clear path moving forward. I love that for you. If you happen to have a question in mind right now, in answer to that, trust that you will be safe. Stay aware as you discover new and marvelous territories and valuable treasures. They're on the path waiting for you. They're sitting there waiting. All right, keep an open mind and enter this part of your journey with eyes wide open. Don't assume that you know the territory you're entering, so don't take the baggage of the past into the future. You may not recognize what is hidden by right in plain sight. This is not a time for carelessness and disregard. It's a time to trust and have faith. All right, my loves, I hope you've enjoyed this message. If you have, please go ahead, tickle tap, booper zap that like button. These messages come to you for free, and the best thing you can do to keep them coming to you is to do just that. Drop a comment, click the like button, share these messages with anybody that you think might benefit from it. And to finish this off, if you are interested in a personal reading, please email me and I will send you all the details. All right, my loves, until our energy crosses again, I'm wishing you much peace, love, and happiness. Bye-bye.